What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Okay, we're coming back to Jeff Buckley. Yes, indeed. Jeff Buckley Fans FEELIN YOU. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-boobity bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from MojoPin 1983, and MojoPin 1983 want to see me react to this song by Jeff Buckley called I Woke Up in a Strange Place. I don't remember if that's ever happened to me. I don't think it ever has. I don't think I've ever woken up and gone, where am I?
And this puppet says, I'm alive and well, where am I?
Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Jeff Buckley Music, okay? And the video has 5,566 views. It's not gonna get you there, sorry. Look, I'm sure the song is fine, I'm sure the video's fine, I'm sure we're gonna be in for a good time here. I'm just saying, 5,566 views, it's not gonna get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? You ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. I woke up in a strange place, live at Palais Theatre, Melbourne, Australia, February 1996. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Ghost drums, visit with my keys in his pocket.
Yeah, okay. Trying to figure out how to say what I want to say and upset as few people as possible. Okay. Here we go. The first verse, if I'm being honest, the first verse was sloppy. It was really sloppy. And the reason is because it felt to me, I could be wrong about this, but it felt to me like Jeff and the bass player were not on the same page as far as when to go down to the A and then down to the E. They weren't lined up together. It was like they were trying to feel each other out. So like, it almost felt like the bass player was playing catch up. Like, you know, they're both on B, right? And then Jeff would go down to A, and very quickly the bass player went up, and then he came down to the A. And then Jeff would go down to the E, and the bass player went up, and it came down to the E as well. It felt like the bass player wasn't fully locked in with Jeff. And it sounded, as a result, it sounded sloppy. Now here's the thing, and before people come after me with pitchforks and torches, I want everybody to hear me out when I say this. Was it sloppy sounding? Yes, it was. But there is a certain charm that comes with that in a live situation like this. It gives the listeners a feeling of, the best word I could come up with is suspense. Is this intentional? Is this a mistake? Is this going to continue to happen? We don't know. As the listeners, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's happening. We know that what we're hearing isn't lining up, but we don't know why. And we don't know for how long it's going to go on for. So we're literally sitting here on the edge of our seats going, what's going to happen next? And here's the thing. They got through the chorus. The chorus sounded good. Now, here's the funny thing. They get into the second verse, and now it's clean. I think the bass player figured it out. And now in the second verse, Jeff moves down and the bass player moves down at the exact same time. Now it's clean. So, did it sound sloppy? Yes, but there is a certain charm that goes with that, especially with this style of music in a live setting. It's not a bad thing, okay? It's not bad. It's not terrible. If anything, it shows that as musicians, they're human. We all make mistakes, man. We all do. And I'm going to say one more thing in regards to this. Kudos to the editor. Kudos to the engineers. Kudos to Jeff Buckley for keeping it in. Keeping those mistakes in. Man, that's cool. I got no issue with that. People have this misconception that I always look for perfection. Not when it comes to live play. One of the main reasons I love going to live shows is to see and catch mistakes, because it proves to me that the band I'm watching is human. So kudos to Jeff for leaving it in the album. I think it's smart. It doesn't sound bad. It sounds like I said, it sounds pretty good, especially with giving that little extra charm in there, you know? So, I'm not criticizing. I'm just pointing out. The bass player was a little behind Jeff. He had to play catch up. He had to figure out you know, as far as the subdivisions go, where to go into the next note, where to go to the next note, on what count. He figured it out because in the second verse, it's been clean. No problem. I dig it. I dig it. Let's keep going.
Stealing from the pockets of a
no problem.
The cigarettes smell like a fear inside my chest.
Sounds tight now. Sounds totally tight now. Everybody's locked in. Everyone's been locked in since the second verse. You know, it's ever since then. Haven't heard any sloppiness at all. Haven't heard anything loose. Haven't anything janky. Everything sounds fine. Vocally, he's got some interesting things happening vocally. Now, I say interesting in a nice way. I'm not saying that anything that he's singing sounds bad. I'm digging what he's doing with his voice, actually. I'm digging his vocal style on this. It reminds me of someone, but I can't put my finger on it. Who does he's reminding me of? Here's the upsetting part. It's on the tip of my tongue. Like, it's right there. And I can't figure it. It's driving me nuts. But I mean, it sounds good. It sounds good. I like what he's doing with his vocals. It really reminds me of someone famous, some famous singer and some famous band. And it's right there on the tip of my tongue. This is going to drive me nuts. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. Well, I have a hard time sleeping anyway, but I mean, this is not going to help because I'm going to be racking my brain all day today trying to figure out who it is he sounds like. God. Anyway, let's finish this out and we'll get to the review.
Listen up! Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded good to me. I mean, I dug it. Even with the first verse, I still dug it. You know, I already talked at length about why I kind of dug that first verse. Even though it was sloppy, it had that charm to it, man. You know, it just proves they're human. And I dig that. And kudos to them for having the courage to keep that in. I'm so glad they did. Really not a lot to talk about, if I'm being honest, guys. There really is not a whole lot. This is probably going to be a pretty short review. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Jeff Buckley with I Woke Up in a Strange Place. This was a request from Mojo Pin 1983. Okay, I thought about it, and yeah, I was right. There really is not a lot to talk about. So, let's get to it, and let's make this a short review today. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.7. Yep, 7.7. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, that first verse. Listen, I already talked at length about it. I'm not going to talk at length about it again. I'm just going to hit a quick bullet point on it, and that's going to be the end of it. Did it sound sloppy? Yeah, it did, okay? But, like I said, there's a certain charm that goes along with that, especially with this style of music. You don't want it to be squeaky clean, sterile, you know, to the point where it has no life to it. You know, you don't. With this style of music, you expect it to be a little loose. You expect it to have a little bit of slop here and there. So it's fine. It's perfectly fine. And the thing is, it was only in the first verse. And what I suspect happened was the bassist just got a little lost as, oh, wait, we're supposed to come in on this count? Yeah, and he spent the first verse trying to figure out where it was. And then he did. And when we got to the second verse, locked in, no problem. It happens. It absolutely happens. It's happened to me before. You know, even with rehearsal, it's happened to me before because, you know, especially when you have a large library, a large, you know, catalog of songs, it's very easy to get confused. It can. So mistakes happen. And the thing is, like I said, it's part of the charm. So did I take off any points for that? No, actually, believe it or not, I didn't. I left it alone. I said, you know what? It's in there. It's cool. I dug it. I actually dug hearing the mistake. And kudos to the engineers and the producers and to Jeff himself for saying, you know what? We're going to leave that in there. We're going to leave that in there. We're not going to try to fix it. Just leave it as is and leave it organic. Kudos. Seriously, kudos. The song itself felt good. I didn't hear anything bad other than the first verse. But I didn't hear anything bad that stuck out like a sore thumb throughout the rest of the song. Everything made sense chordally. The chordal progression made sense all the way through. The chorus is the hook, without question. I dug that chorus, actually. I looked forward to it. When I heard it the first time, and I was like, okay, that's really nice. And then when it came back the second time, I'm like, yeah, that's the hook. That's absolutely the hook. The guitar playing, it is exactly what it should be in this style of music. Like I said, are we looking for precision playing? No. Are we looking for squeaky clean, sterile playing? No. Are we looking for a shred fest? No. We're looking for some nice, laid back, loose feeling guitar that has great feels in it. And that is exactly what we got. So kudos to there. His vocals. Man, I still can't figure out who he sounds like. It's on the tip of my tongue. I swear to you. And I can't get it out. It's driving me nuts. I don't know if I'm gonna sleep tonight. I'm gonna be up all night thinking about it. And watch, I will somehow manage to fall asleep tonight. And in the middle of the night, I'm just gonna shoot up out of bed and go, it's so-and-so! And my wife is gonna look at me like I'm nuts.
What's the matter with you?
No, but nothing that he was doing wrong vocally. It sounded really good. I felt like he was emulating somebody, and I cannot put my finger on it. But it sounded good. It sounded good across the board. The drumming on this sounded really good. Got no issue with anything that the drummer did. Bass player already talked about. Once he locked in, he was in. No, I mean, that's it, man. It's a really good song. I dug it. I dug listening to it. Will I ever listen to it again? I don't know if I'll ever go looking for it. I don't know if I'll ever go searching for it. But you know what? If it comes on, like if it's on a playlist or something, or if, we're at a party or something like that and somebody puts this on, I ain't going to complain about it. I'll listen to it and I'll enjoy it. Absolutely. So, yeah, 7.7. I feel good with that score. And that's where we're going to stay. So 7.7, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope that was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job. And I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.